Chinese stage director came to Russia. Kazan Federal University became a film set. In this program, we will tell you about the main idea of this film. My name is Aliya Ismagilova, and this is news of Kazan Federal University. Faculties and institutes of Kazan Federal University have a serious task to work out a special plan of the university development called Roadmap. It will promote the dynamic progress of the university that is necessary to enter the top 100 best universities in the world. Our correspondent will tell you about the points of this roadmap. Roadmaps project is the most important plan for the further development of Kazan Federal University's institutes and faculties, which is important to judge the prospects of their development. We often discuss the competition in the business sphere, and now the competition is in the educational sphere too. We can agree or not, but it is alive, and different universities have different statuses and levels. Each institution has to prove its relevance. The Institute of Fundamental Medicine and Biology has proved its state of being relevant and was the first institute which presented their roadmap. The Institute of Fundamental Medicine and Biology is a unique structural subdivision. A year ago, it was based on the biological faculty and managed to be one of the largest structures of the university. The Institute of Fundamental Medicine and Biology is planning to open new campuses on Karl Marx and Volkovo streets. During the period of the existence, the Institute of Fundamental Medicine and Biology has achieved great results and a high level, and the institute isn't going to stop on it. We are very active and have many projects in Russia and abroad. In November 2014, we will hold an international conference post-genome. It will be held for the first time, but it is already an international conference. Kazan and Kazan Federal University are chosen to hold this major conference. Medics think that the way to success is movement and point out some branches and ways to increase the efficiency of the institute. In plans is to open laboratory of biological informatics and high-resolution microscopy. Another vector is developing of business units. Botanical garden, natural history museum and biological center of the university will be business units. Several projects were created for achieving maximum good. Interdisciplinary projects also should be admitted. The Institute of Mass Communications and Social Sciences and the Institute of Fundamental Medicine and Biology identify the factors of mortality among the population of Russia. This project is developing with the support of colleagues from London's Institute of Tropical Medicine. A part of objects declared in the roadmap are already realizing, and increasing of scientific activity shows it. The institute is planning to release the major amount of scientific publications by September 2014. Speaking about the development of Kazan Federal University, we should admit that one of the priority directions is developing of the information technologies. Rector of Kazan Federal University, Ilshad Gafurov, paid special attention on this theme in his interview to Information and Analytical magazine, the university's book. What does Kazan Federal University do for development of information technologies in our region? All details are in the next video. Today we can say that the whole IT segment of the Republic of Tatarstan has grown on the basis of Kazan Federal University. Specialists in the field of information technology have trained here since 1978. It's a date of computer mathematics and cybernetics faculty's foundation. Today the department has expanded and moved to the status of the Institute of Computer Mathematics and Information Technologies. If we take a 10 or 20 years forecast, our specialists with skills that we give will be in demand and have a high salary. In the institute, there are 10 departments, from applied analytics to information systems. Specialists of different profiles are educated here. These are engineers, programmers, network administrations, experts of information security. There are many laboratories in the institute. Students also take part in the scientific life of the university. For example, Petr Zerevensky has directed a small innovative enterprise since his studentship. He created a unique system of science recognition on mobile phones. This technique is very actual nowadays. Your sign on the screen, speed, certain features of pressing force, it's all taken into account and describes you in a certain way. Thus, you use sign on the screen to recognize your device, and it is safer than any passwords. Nowadays, information technologies are of high priority. That's why the university is trying new programs in preparing specialists in the field of information technologies. In 2011, Kazan Federal University opened new structural subdivision, the Higher Institute of Information Technologies and Information Systems. Here students study by a foreign educational system, which is very unusual for Russian universities.
It was created to bridge the gap between academia and the industry. Our main purpose is to do research that is relevant to the needs of the industry. We have quite a number of industrial partners that we do research with, and the educational part of our activity is also very tightly related with the needs of the industry. Among our partners that we have education or research labs with such companies as Microsoft, Fujitsu, HP, JetBrains, FlatStack, Samsung, and many others. We have around 18 different industrial and research labs.
After the opening of a High School of Information Technology and Information Systems, Kazan Federal University decided to take under control the education of future professionals literally from school. In 2012, IT school was opened on the territory of Kazan Federal University Students' Campus. Intellectually gifted students from 7th to 11th form study here by a special program. IT boarding school is the unique educational center of our republic because it is a part of Kazan Federal University. We should admit that students of high educational level study here, students that are apt to natural and mathematical structure. In 2016, IT board school will have the first graduates with a perspective of education in one of the university's faculties. Rector of Kazan Federal University Ilshad Gafurov noted that this chain IT school, the Higher Institute of Information Technology and Information Systems, and the Institute of Computer Mathematics and Information Technologies helps to realize master's programs on geology, chemistry, petrochemistry, biomedicine, so students have skills in the field of information technology studying at different faculties. We can admit that in recent years the IT segment of the Republic of Tatarstan is developing dynamically. There are IT parks creating good conditions for startups, and in Innopolis, a whole city of IT specialists is building near Kazan. Also, there is a high development of government electronic services.
There
is a high investment into development of infrastructure. It is very important for those who deal with IT, and your infrastructure is very modern. Your electronic government service is fantastic. We haven't got it even in a place where I live, and I live in America. These results would be impossible without Kazan Federal University. Kazan Federal University is an integral part of information technologies development in our republic and the main producer of specialists in this field. Kazan Federal University is back in the spotlight. It came under the scope of China's national television cameras. It's not just a report, but a real film. About the role of Kazan University is in the next video. Chinese television is in Kazan Federal University, and it isn't a joke. Journalists of a central Chinese television are making a documentary film in Kazan Federal University. The film, The Image of China in Minds of Foreigners, is a great project about the development of sinology in the world. Also, there are simultaneous filming in the United States, Europe and Japan. Kazan is one of the Russian cities which was planned to be visited by a group of stage director Zunpina. Sinology has a history of thousands of years. Our task is to show it from different points of view. If we speak about sinology in Russia, so it began in Kazan. That is why it is so important to show your sinology school, its level and features. Sinology School of Kazan Federal University is one of the strongest in our country, and we are proud of it. It has wonderful and great traditions. For example, the Institute of Confucian is based on the Institute of International Relationships. Students can study not only culture and history, but also language, and can communicate with native speakers. China is a great friend of Russia with a population of about 1 billion people and great opportunities for Russia and China in trade, economy and other spheres of life. We need thousands of specialists, and creating of Russian seniority began in Kazan University. Students' television of the university is one more film set. Journalists from China were interested in the way it works, especially they were interested in a program on their native language. TV presenters of this program are students from China studying at Kazan Federal University. Every day of Kazan Federal University is a kaleidoscope of events and emotions. For those who count every minute, it's our overview of the most interesting news of the week. My colleague Olga Danilova will continue.
International conference on paleomagnetism gathered scientists from all over the world at Kazan Federal University. During 5 days, leading geologists not only shared the results of long-term observation of magnetic field and the activity of the Earth's crust, but also they tried to predict the future of our planet. What about the Institute of Physics of Kazan Federal University? Recently, there was opened a laboratory of computer-aided design system in cooperation with Agilent Technologies company. Technological base of the laboratory is modern equipment and high-efficiency devices. Agilent Technology company specializes in creating innovative measurement solutions and medical equipment. Recall that Kazan Federal University and the Agilent Technologies company have memorandum of cooperation signed in April 2013. The new laboratories are open not only at university but also at IT Lyceum of Kazan Federal University. Samsung company representative visited the IT Lyceum where they plan to open Samsung Junior IT and Software School. The aim of the school is training qualified experts in the field of IT. Students' life at IT Lyceum is also bright and interesting. This week, for example, they took part in a meeting with Peter Westerbach, creator of the world-famous video game Angry Bird. He told them how the favorite toy of young people was created and also uncovered the secret of his success.
And then once we had a bit of success with Angry Birds, attracting money was very, very easy. We actually just picked the investors that we wanted. So we picked Excel because we wanted to work with Jim Breyer and Rich Wang, who's a good friend of mine. I've been doing a lot of the mobile investments.
Such was these days. Discuss the news in our chat, leave your comments and ask questions. In the next program we will answer to the most interesting questions. It was Kazan Federal University. See you soon. Bye-bye.